bum, 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 rum, bum, 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 bum. Hello, my friends. Hello, good evening. So great to see you. It's Monday night, and we love Monday nights. Why? Because we do one thing and one thing only, and that is we work on homeopathy. I teach you what I know, and I hope that you share and that you join the community of people who know how and are hoping to know how to use homeopathy. My name is Joette Calabrese, and I'm here to do that, to teach you homeopathy and teach you what I know over the last, full-time practice, 36 years, but been studying and teaching homeopathy for close to 40, and so I want you involved in my life and me in yours. And so for those of you who don't know me, that's my name, Joette Calabrese. For those who do, welcome, my friends. It's so great to see you. You can hear me. Is there sound? There should be sound. Good evening, all from Connecticut and from East Texas. And hello, Bob and Deb. Greetings, everyone. Greetings from Villarica, Georgia, and from Ohio, and from all over this great country and North America, including Canada. And we have plenty of people from overseas as well, Australia, etc. Yes, hi, from Ontario. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining, my friends. Thank you very much for joining. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different. I got a package of remedies. I buy from OHM. I buy from Helios, and this one happens also to be from Boron. I got a nice big box, and I'm going to open it in front of you because because I think it's kind of fun. I guess people love to see what other people get in the mail. and opening boxes, and so I'll go through the remedies that I ordered. This just came in a couple of days ago, and I'll go through each remedy, why I chose it, why I keep these certain remedies on hand. And you might say, really, do you keep these? I mean, everybody knows about these medicines, yes, but I use them up, and so I want to have extra on hand. I want to make sure I've always got some. I like to keep remedies in my car. I keep an entire kit in my car under the passenger seat. Oh, yes, indeedy, I do. And I know that some people think, oh, no, you can't do that. It gets too hot in the car, especially in Southeast Florida. But, my friends, I have to tell you, after spending all that time in Calcutta, where it is beyond hot, where your shoes can stick to the blacktop, if you're not careful. So it gets so unbelievably hot, and I've been in homes in Calcutta where there's no air conditioning, and yet they still have their medicines at hand, and they still act. So I keep a couple remedies in my purse, and you're going to see tonight what I'm going to open up. This is, I actually don't know what's in here. So I've got my knife, and I'm going to open it up, and it is, it's got some paper to protect everything. And let's see, we've got, I have a neighbor who's been complaining about allergies. And I could take her case and help her in great depth, but that's not what she's asked me for. She's not asked me for anything. So I decided just to buy her a box of Allergy Calm. There's more to allergies than simply just using Allergy Calm, but it's a great entree, my friends. And this is a combination medicine with a number of remedies in it. I've actually used this for myself, but I don't need it so much anymore because my allergies have been quite, they've been behaving for quite some time now. I don't really need to take something. This is more for an acute situation, Allergy Calm, and they're year-round allergy relief, non-drowsy, of course. itchy watery eyes, sneezing, itchy throat, and nose. So I'm going to give this to her. I'm just going to put it on her front porch, and her little dog comes over and visits me every once in a while. Maybe when the dog comes, I might just tuck it under the dog's collar. She'll know it's from me, and the dog will just run over back home again, and she'll know that the dog's delivered it. So I think I'm going to do that. And then here's my receipt here. I don't have a lot, but the ones that I have in here, let's see what I've got. Okay, euphrasia. So euphrasia is a great medicine for allergies. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it better. Euphrasia. See, everything is backwards, on these cameras. Let's see if I can get up close. There it is. Euphrasia officinalis, 30C. Now, I do keep this on hand because when I do get allergies, it's my eyes and sometimes my nose itches. But I'm just keeping up on it because I noticed that I was low on it and I should just have it on hand. But I have not used this in quite some time. But it's always good to have because if it's not me, it'll be someone else. Is allergy the same as Rhine allergy in Canada? You know what? I think it may be so. The Canadian combinations and the U.S. combinations are often different. So I'm going to read. I don't know if you have Rhine allergy, or if you want to go online and look at it. Oh, I couldn't. There's no way I could read this. It's the print is too small. But you might be able to look that up. It's probably pretty darn close. All right. Let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, well, arnica, my friends. Arnica, Montana. Arnica, Montana. Very, very, very important. Arnica, Montana 200C. It is an important medicine to have on hand. And those of you who don't believe that homeopathy acts, you might find that this is going to be strange what I tell you, but I have this grand old oak tree in front of my house. I'm told it's about 150 years old. Not only by the size, it's got to be 60, 70 feet tall. It could even be taller than that. It's hard to measure. But we know that it's about that age because our little cottage is about 115 years old, 105 years old. And we're told by the neighbors that their grandparents, when they built their house, said that the tree that in front of our yard was quite mature at that time. So the neighbors and I are all discussing the possibility that this tree could be quite that old. So why am I buying Arnica, Montana? What does that have to do with my tree? Well, there's some branches that are dead. And we have an arborist who's going to be coming and trimming them just to help the tree a little bit. We don't want the dead branches in the tree because they often attract insects, and we don't want the insects to penetrate the tree. So when the arborist comes, yes, indeed, my friends, I will get several doses of Arnica, Montana, and I'll put them in a watering can or a jar, and let them dissolve. Fill it up with, say, maybe a half gallon of water. Wait for them to dissolve, as I said. And then I will pour it around the base of the tree just before the surgery. And I will also do it after the tree surgeon comes by. And plus, probably a couple of days after that as well. So I have Arnica. Of course I have Arnica. I have all the remedies that I need, but I bought an extra bottle because I may end up using this entire bottle up over a period of, days and weeks for that tree and perhaps other trees that we may have some work done. So you can never have too much Arnica, Montana, my friends. Okay, let's see what else we've got in here. All righty. Yeah, Coffea cruda. Now, I don't have difficulty falling asleep any longer. I used to. Coffea cruda. You see, Coffea. Oops, this goes exactly the opposite. Coffea cruda, 200C. I don't have difficulty falling asleep any longer, but there was a time and in periods in which I would have the predicament of not being able to stay asleep. I would fall asleep and then wake up, and fall asleep and then wake up. And that is a common common symptom to fall asleep and wake up to Coffea cruda. It can be from having too much chocolate. too much cola. I don't drink cola. I do eat chocolate from time to time. It is also a symptom of someone drinking too much coffee, and it can be a symptom of just the way some people sleep. Coffea cruda has been a very good remedy for me in the past, and I have some here, but it looked a little bit low. Better to have more than less, so I like to have it on hand. Alrighty, isn't 30 better for sleep? No, I find Coffea cruda 200. I really like it. It doesn't mean it's better. I think that 30 is good and 200 is good, and for me, 200 has always been the one that works so well. Okay, let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, Calc-Phos 6. Here we go. Calcarea phosphoricum 6. Let's see if we can get this straight here. Calcarea phosphorica 6. Great medicine for bones, growth, children, babies. And I have a baby in my family now. And so this is a great medicine for the baby. The baby's doing beautifully. But should it be needed, it's a great medicine to have on hand for as they grow, to encourage sleep, to encourage growth, for the fontanelles to adjust accordingly, for just overall growth. Now, when my children were little, especially when they were going through pretty heavy-duty growth periods, I would give them Calc-Phos 6. I've also used Calc-Phos 3, and so I thought, I'll have this on hand. I'll actually going to give this to my children who have the baby, and they can just have it on hand should they need it. It's just good to have. And indeed, they have remedies, but you can never have too many, my friends. All righty. Let's look. Aconitum nipalis. My friends, this is one of my favorite medicines in the whole world. I keep this in my purse, and I've talked about this before. Aconitum nipalis 200C or CK. This is a medicine that I keep in my purse at all times. And I also keep an extra one in the car because aconitum is for a shock. Something unexpected happens. You're driving along and suddenly you feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like something really intense is coming on. Feels like I'm really going to go down with a cold or a flu or something like that. You feel it suddenly, and there's a quick onset, and it feels very strong, and you say, if I don't get home soon, I'm just going to have to park over here and lay down. It is so strong. That's a use for aconitum. Another use for aconitum is if someone's in an accident. You're driving along, everything is fine, and then bam, you're hit by a Zamboni, a wayward Zamboni, way off the ice, roaring towards you, and you get hit. Suddenly, now you have an injury. You were fine, and then quick onset, you're not fine. That is a great descriptor of aconitum. Aconitum is great for when someone feels as though something's going on with their heart, a cardiac event. Oh my gosh, something is happening. It feels like my heart is, it's not racing, it's more that there's imminent danger occurring in this area. Aconitum. Even someone just falling. You don't have to be in an accident on the street, but someone falls, trips and falls down the stairs. Aconitum 200. This medicine is so important that I want to make sure that I not only have one in my purse, but an extra one just in case, because sometimes I give medicines away. I try not to do that. I try to give them a couple doses in some paper and wrap it up and label it. But sometimes I just give the bottle away, and I want to make sure that I have a good deal of aconitum nipalis 200. Let's see what everybody's saying before I go on to the next one. I give arnica to my plants and trees after I prune. Absolutely, that's it. It's all about pruning. Yes, yep. What about, let's see. What about high histamine reaction? Well, I don't know what a high histamine reaction is. Let me just say that in homeopathy, Can we use a homeopathic medicine called histamine? Yes, we can. But a high histamine reaction is a term that we don't really use so much in homeopathy. We say, what's happening? What are the symptoms? Oh, you mean your lips are swelling, your tongue is swelling. That's a high histamine reaction. Then we use a medicine that's specific for lips or tongue or throat or uvula swelling. You see, we're more specific about the symptoms, not how it's described. Give us the symptoms and we can use the medicine, whether it's high histamine, or we simply call it ailments from a bee sting, or we call it ailments from having eaten shrimp, or whatever it might be. Might be a food intolerance. So that's the way I like to, and we all homeopaths like to look at this. Let's see. Homeopathic remedies, says Tina, have become the item I buy with every paycheck. I have remedies stuck everywhere and try to make sure my grown children also have plenty of remedies at their house as well. There's nothing worse, right, Tina? When you know exactly what medicine to use, they call you up, Mom, what should we use? And I tell them what medicine it is and they don't have it. Oh my gosh, maddening. So let's see. This unboxing was a great idea. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Okay, what about, let's see some other questions, not to be confused with euthanasia, yes. Euphrasia, that's right. Let's see what else we've got here. I love hearing this. I've always used Bach flowers in my yard with bushes and flowers with total success. Calc-Phos and Symphytum. Thank you, Carol, for my spine and hernias. You bet, my dear. When it comes to bones, Symphytum 200 mixed with Calc-Phos 3 is a Banerjee protocol for necrosis of the bone, fracture of the bone, growths on the bone such as exostosis, bone deformities. Excellent medicine. Bone, Symphytum 200 with Calc-Phos 3. All right, let's see what else we've got in this box here. Oh, a second coffea cruda. I guess I was worried about running out of that. Okay, what else do we have? Nux vomica. Nux vomica. Here we go. Nux vomica. 200 CK or CH or C. It's pretty much the same. It's not exactly made in the same fashion, but it's pretty much the same. So these are purple. Yes, I have purple and I have blue. Don't ask me exactly why boron changes the colors. I know that they're always going through changes and making things as usable as possible. But, and why are the colors different in Canada versus the US? They're always working on those kinds of changes to make things more, shall I say, friendly to the user. All right, let's see. I'm going to get to some more questions. This combo works for my old pup's degenerative disc disease too. Tina, yes, you're talking about Symphytum and Calc-Phos. This is remember, Symphytum 200C mixed with Calc-Phos 3. You can actually have it made. If you happen to be a student or a client of mine, you can have it made at OHM, or you can simply buy it from boron and mix it yourself right there in your mouth. So I also have to tell you that when you purchase from Boron, if you're in the U.S., you go to Boron USA, B-O-I-R-O-N, USA, and when you go to check out, at the very bottom, there's a box, a little checkout box, and you put in my name. Right at the end, when you're just about ready to pay, put my name, just my first name, Joette, J-O-E-T-T-E, and you will get a discount. I don't get kickbacks, my friends. That's not what that's about. It is so that you get a discount. So do share that with your friends. I hope that Boron will carry through with this for many more years, because it has been a real boon for many of my clients and students and followers. What do you recommend for seasonal allergies that may cause runny nose, congestion, sinus pain, and pressure? Where did the remedy go? It's a great place to start, my friends. Great place to start. You bet. Oh, there we go. Deb says, yes, I use Symphytum calc-phos for osteopenia. You're absolutely right. So Symphytum calc-phos for bones, bones, bones. Let's see what else we've got here. Some other questions. It's easier to grab the right ones. Symphytum for bones. Yeah, there's another one. Sinus Calm. Boron makes another product called Sinus Calm. And yeah, I'll keep doing this. Anytime I get a box from them, I'll do this so that you can see what I purchase. Let's see. So to Sarah May, are you, okay, I think we're talking amongst ourselves. I hope silica, says Alice, is in your box of essentials. I recently gave it to a gardener friend who got a needle thorn injury that caused her finger to swell and be painful for weeks. She was skeptical at first, having already been to a doctor who was no help, but within 2 days of taking a few doses of Silica 30, the wound entry site softened and swelling and pain were gone. Let me tell you a great story about silica. I had a case of a little girl who was brought to me by her mom. She was about 7 years old. She had years prior been in an automobile accident, and the glass, she was in the front seat, in the passenger seat, and the glass had flown into her face and embedded in her skin, and they, after a good amount of meticulous surgery, they thought they had removed all of the shards of glass from this little girl's face. And then I decided, now this was years later, when I met with her, I decided to use silica. I wanted to use it in a low potency. I used it in a 30, medium low potency. And I used it because her hair was not growing very well. She was very shy and meek, very sweet, but very meek. And it looked as though she needed kind of to be shorn up. She needed some gut, spunk, and moxie. She just looked a little bit weakened. And so I used that as my reason for using Silica 30. We used it, the mom gave it to her, just a few times. And within about a week, 2 weeks, something like that, the mom contacted me and reported that, guess what was happening? Yes, shards of glass were being pushed out of her skin on her face. Shards that they had missed. Not many. I think it was 4 or 5. I mean, that's actually plenty. Because silica, my friends, has the ability to suppurate around something that is sharp and is foreign, such as a thorn, glass, piece of bark, etc., and it pushes it out. The body wants to get it out, and it pushes it out without fanfare. Canadian discount code. Maybe, Nathalie, if you're here, if you could find that discount code for me. You can certainly use Joette at theboron.com USA for a 20% discount. Try it. See if you could try Joette and see what comes of it. All righty, just my opinion, but boron is the most expensive maker for the number of pellets you get. Washington Homeopathy and Helios provide a better value. I have to tell you, I don't think it's a better value, it's a different value. Each one of these pharmacies have their strengths. I love that boron is ubiquitous. You can find them anywhere in the world practically. I love that Helios has unusual medicines. I love that, what was the other company? Washington has medicines that others don't. So each one brings their own value. And I also like that these are small and so easily open. They each have their own value. There are many pharmacies that I have a lot of respect for in this country and in others. How do I store my remedies? How do you know what you have at any given moment? Well, Glenn, if you are a Mighty member, you will see that we've done a whole series on how others store their remedies, including me. My system, I think, is up there too, with photographs and sources, etc. So if you're not a Mighty member, I encourage you to become one. All righty. Oh, Symphytum calc-phos, does that help when knuckles are hurting from arthritis, adding knots to the bones? No, I don't see that as necessarily the first remedy we think of. Could it help? It's potential. I would call that a second level. We have other medicines that are specific for arthritis. Symphytum can be used for arthritis, but mixed with calc-phos is not actually the precise remedy, especially for knots on the bone. And I talk about it in my pain course, and you can go to Joette's Learning Center and scroll down, or you can just simply go to my blog and look up arthritis. Any issues with dissolving a remedy in breast milk instead of water when administering a remedy to an infant? I don't see any problem with that. I have a tick kit I carry with me always, says Deb. It contains, among other things, ledum, pilastra, apis, mel, and yay for this, very necessary in upstate New York. You bet, absolutely. A tick kit, very important to have that. We have had a virus going around the house and have been using all the boron combos, cold calm, throat calm, etc. They work so well. Sinus calm and Chestol. Any guidelines for alternating them as symptoms change? Is the loading dose necessary for each one? Well, it's hard to say. You're using a good number of medicines here. You're using cold calm, throat calm, sinus calm, and Chestol. As the condition shifts and new symptoms arise and the old other symptoms fall back, then you eliminate the medicine that has already done its good work and you go to the next one. And I don't know that you necessarily need a loading dose, meaning I think what you mean is maybe every 15 minutes for the first hour. I don't know that that is necessarily so. All right. Would the silica work to push out mercury? No, we're looking for something that's sharp. I think what you're talking about, mercury in the liver or that's stored in the system, I think that might be what you're talking about. No, we have other remedies specifically for detoxifying. What you're making for low blood pressure, we're going to skip that one if you don't mind. We'll talk about that perhaps another day. All righty, thoughts about HomeoMart. I think HomeoMart, Jennifer, is a retailer, not a manufacturing pharmacy. Boron is a manufacturing pharmacy that is also retail. So I believe that HomeoMart sells other pharmacies' products. I believe that's so. All right. Yes, boron has free shipping too. That's right. And as I said, if you use your discount, Joette, you're going to get 20% discount off the top and free shipping. So I don't know. I think in the end, they're not as expensive as you might have thought. All righty, my friends. I think we, let's see, severe pain. How about HPV? No, we're not talking about that tonight, but I will tell you, I've talked about a lot of these questions can be answered by simply going to my blog and doing this. Joette Calabrese, you don't even have to go to the blog. Joette Calabrese HPV. Joette Calabrese warts. Joette Calabrese severe pain in thumb. Or Joette Calabrese, you might not find severe pain in the thumb, but arthritis. I give a lot of information. I've been running that blog every Sunday night for 14 years. Yes, I've been collecting as many remedies as I can. Recently was so glad to have belladonna on hand for my grandson. Beginning of summer, swimmer's ear. Yes, worked beautifully. The remedy I found by typing swimmer's ear, Joette, my homeopathic hero. You're so sweet. Thank you, Jan, for saying that. Yes, look up the name of the condition. Just key in the name of the condition in your browser and my name, and you will often find what you're looking for. It's not 100%, and if you don't find it, if you look under ear infection and you don't find it, which is unlikely, you will, but if you don't find ear infection, then what do? Use the synonym, otitis media, Joette Calabrese. All right, my friends, do share this. Do send this to others. We need our community to be strong and healthy. It is, but we want it even more strong. So like, share, and comment as much as you can, and I greatly appreciate all of you. God bless you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. My family needs a me, so I must know our remedies. How much to take, how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. Athusa, no dairy, it's elementary. With arnica head, arsenica fed, spigelia slither, orm sperm wither, no more infirm. My family needs a me, so I improve my memory. Not only the rems, but how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With your homeopathic protocols, a learner your remedies. Bella so red and arnica head, drosera bark, ignatia dark, source of frigid and cuprum to rigid, and crude itches, calicum, bonicum, let it melt on your gumbo, vista weed are some great ways to treat yellow. La 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 la, homeopathic protocols, a learner your remedies.